22nd episode, Batman. It's the Geeky Dads podcast. Welcome back. I'm Ian Duffy, and today I'm joined by Chris Moss.
I'm Batman. Hi.
Mike Shelshear.
I'm Batman.
And Craig Edwards.
Freeze. Evening, people.
Hello.
Good evening. How's everybody doing?
Yeah,
I'm not bad.
bad.
Not bad at all. Yep.
I'm good,
Brilliant.
except I just realised I did Skeletor. That wasn't the idea. I was trying to do like a Joker style thing, but it came out as like, yeah, Batman.
Well, that'll lead into something a little later on, anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's
So-
crossover.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit. So, Chris, have you
Hello.
been watching anything new this week? Anything been playing anything new?
Yeah, I binged Arcane on Netflix. We watched the first episode when it originally got released a couple of weeks back, and it was all 9 episodes were up on Netflix on Saturday, so I sat and watched it all, and it was awesome. So if you haven't checked it out, go and check it out. That's Arcane on Netflix. It's based on the League of Legends universe, so you don't need to know anything about it to for it to be awesome and what have you. So yeah, just go check it out. It's wicked.
I watched the first
love it.
episode last night. It was good, so I'll
It's
carry on
good,
with
isn't
that.
it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So yeah. Apart from that, no, just kind of chilling with stuff and what have you. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. What about you, Mike Arlo?
Well, obviously, I went to watch Batman, Ghostbusters Afterlife. That was absolutely amazing, and it was way better than what I was expecting.
That's
'Cause
good. I'm going to see it tomorrow. So. Wicked.
Okay, I won't give any spoilers away.
Yeah, no, I thought I'd get in there quick. So
Yeah.
Before he says
Well,
anything, no.
Yeah.
It's utter fan service. It's absolutely brilliant.
wicked.
Other than that, I haven't really played anything. I know I said I was going to be into Battlefield 2042 the other week.
Mhm.
I fucking refunded the thing because it's shit. I got a full refund, so I've now got 50 quid on Steam that I'm willing to spend on something else because
Oh, nice.
it needs fixing. It is utterly terrible. Other than that, yeah, no.
Okay. And Craig, what about you?
Yeah, I'm still on Final Fantasy 12 at the minute. Like I said, it's a 40-plus hour game, and I'm only 6 hours into it. So still got a bit to go. And I'm binge watching 2 things at the minute. I'm trying to get my daughter into anime, so I've started her off on Dragon Ball. So we're a couple of episodes into that, and I just last night got onto season 2 of The Boys. So,
Oh,
I love
cool.
that show. It's brilliant.
Oh, The Boys is amazing.
yeah, I did start it when it first came out, but I only stopped on the episode where the dolphin dies.
It's so good.
I have a problem though where I watch something, I do like it, but I'll get distracted by something else and I'll go to that, and that's what I did with
Watch
The Boys.
watch all of it, but
Well,
I
that's what I
guarantee
mean.
you'll be so disappointed when you get to the end of the series and you're like, I need more.
Well, I watched episode 1 of season 2 last night, so like I said, I'm into the first episode of season 2, so I'll get through that, and I'll have to wait for season 3 then.
Brilliant. Well, I think I've been playing Fortnite still with our Tommy, and I've actually got a Ghostbusters. I'm a Ghostbusters character now. It's brilliant. I've got like a proton pack. I've got the little Ghostbusters dance, and yes, I got that. Downloaded the game for about £1 off the PlayStation Store, and that was a Tesla versus Lovecraft. And it's just this really top-down like fighting game. It's actually really quite fun. And I've just been binging. Just before the episode, I was binging the new second part of Master of the Universe Revelation.
All right, cool.
Starring Skeletor, Mr. Mark Hamill.
Oh, I see. Yes. Would you like me to do a Skeletor impression now?
Go on, man.
Yeah, Beast Man. You boob.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's spot on. That.
Are you available for birthday parties?
I get your Skeletor outfit.
Yeah. Oh, that's wicked.
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. But yeah. So I'm about 4 episodes in. It's actually really good. That's about it, really. So yeah. So I'm just binging that. I'll probably finish that off either tonight or tomorrow, and then I'll find something new to binge.
Yeah.
But I am interested in watching that Cowboy Bebop, the live action remake.
Absolutely.
But I'm been a bit put off because apparently it's getting snagged off.
Yeah.
I saw somebody on Twitter, I think, said that they watched about 3 minutes of it and turned it off. So
yeah,
I'm seeing problems with it as well. Like it's not. It's apparently too cartoony.
Anime that's what I mean. It's the problem when you try making live action anime movies. Or TV series.
Yeah, anime's anime for a reason.
Yeah,
it's every live action kind of equivalent. It's just no.
There's only
that
one.
Said, go on.
As I said, there's only one that I might have a bit of figure because the creator of it is involved in it heavily, which is because Netflix are doing a live action One Piece, but the creator of One Piece, I can't remember his name now, he's heavily involved in it though as well, so it should hopefully be okay. But like I said, it's live action, so
saying that though, did you guys see the live action of Bleach?
No,
yeah, it did. It wasn't too bad. Like
it was pretty good, wasn't it?
It was pretty good. Like I said, obviously they changed bits in it and stuff like that. But
it did, but it was pretty damn good. It was it worked.
I tell you one live action which I did actually like though as well. Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul worked as well.
The first.
I haven't seen that.
I've only seen the first half. There's a second half, isn't there as well? I've not seen the second half.
Oh, really?
I've seen the first half of live action, but not the second half. Yeah, but yeah, I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I've seen Tokyo Ghoul, but I haven't seen the live action one. Oh, that's interesting, though.
And honestly, the Bleach version I thought was actually brilliant, and it literally brought alive the comic book.
Yeah, and it wasn't too bad. Like I said, it's just it's the beginning of the anime, though, which, like I said, it's all right, but it's better when it gets into the bankais and all that. So,
could you imagine a live action Akira? I can't.
They've always been saying about it, though, haven't they? They've always been thinking about stuff like that. But
don't do it because it will never work.
I don't think they'll do it.
Well, I think we're getting Taika Waititi to make it. The fellow who made who made What We Do in the Shadows.
I love him, but please, don't let him destroy it, because his career will be destroyed.
It's like the live action. What's it called now?
Your favorite Dragon Ball?
No, well, not that. But Full Metal Alchemist as well on Netflix. Oh, that was awful.
Yeah,
it was absolutely awful. Oh well, we'll see what they're like when it comes out.
Yeah, I don't hold live action anime in very high regard. I've been burnt too many times.
And yes, I grew up on stupid things, like absolutely dumb things, like watching Monkey. Yeah. Okay, Monkey. What else did we have? Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
The dumbest shit in the world.
That is getting a remake for that one.
Well, Toxic Avenger was amazing, wasn't it? But that was what was the name of the company that did that?
Troma.
Yeah, Troma movies. They were always the most dumbest shit. They just literally get melons and stand on them. They'd that would be someone's head getting smashed in.
That's how James Gunn got a start, isn't it? James Gunn started in Troma.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's
why that Lloyd Kaufman's a lot of the films.
It was just a cheap way to make a film that had a superhero in it, anti-superheroes most of the time, but they were pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you remember the cartoon Toxic Crusaders?
Toxie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my first introduction to it.
With his mop.
Yeah. With his mop and his mates. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so on to the main part of the show, and today we'll be talking about Batman. Batman for me is just something that's always been around since, well, as long as I can remember. I grew up watching the 1966 show, then there was the odd cartoons that used to be on Channel 4 at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not talking about the animated series, we're talking about Challenge of the Super Friends and this very dodgy 60s version. Yeah. So, but yeah, for me, my first memory of Batman was always going to be 1966. I mean, I was obsessed with the movie. You know, the sharp repellent spray, the running around holding that bomb, and he's just trying to get rid of it, and there's just nobody. He just couldn't put it anywhere, and he just suddenly just stops in the middle of nowhere and just goes. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then obviously, 1989's Batman came out.
Yeah.
I remember I was too young to see that cinema. It was a 12 then. I think it was on like 9. Then what happened? Then Batman Returns came out. My dad took me to see it the day it came out, but we're still only like 10 years old. So my dad had to tell me to pretend I was 12. That's like give me like get me to memorize the date, my birthday. I just remember seeing it in the cinema. It was just a beautiful film to watch. Obviously, I also saw the other 2 films in the cinema, but I don't want to talk about those. Then there's then of course there's the Nolan trilogy.
Yep.
Promptly followed by Batfleck, which I actually thought was going to be crap, but you know what? I liked him as Batman. I thought he did a really good job.
Same. I thought it was like a darker, brutal version of him as well.
Definitely, yeah. And then we've come to the new Batman. Yeah, I'm not too happy about that one. But Michael Keaton's back, so I'm happy.
Well, he's not going to be back to the Flash, though, is he?
I think we're all ready to talk about this.
But yeah, so right, okay. So Chris, what about your first memories of Batman? When you think of Batman, what do you think of?
Well, this is it. I mean, I've never been a massive DC fan. I never have been. But like you said, going back, when you think of Batman, you think of Adam West just like standing there in his tights, having like random conversations with the bad guys, all in the same room, sort of thing, and then kind of like and the whole pow zap and sort of thing, and for some strange reason, the sight of this giant clam slowly going towards Robin. I think he got handcuffed to a rock or something, or it was some sort of weird aquatic creature anyway, sort of thing, just very, very, very slowly working its way towards him. So yeah, bit weird, but but then after that you've got the animated series, and everyone knows the animated series was awesome. Yeah. So that's like my kind of my childhood memories of Batman. I mean, and then obviously you're getting into the films and so on. Like you said, the 1989 Batman was just ridiculous. I had little collectible cards of the 1989 Batman film.
Oh, I had those as well. They were good.
And they were awesome. And the scenes that were shown in these cards and so on, you've got the bit at the end with, I mean, we'll talk about the films later, but the bit at the end where the Joker's got the massive long barreled pistol that he's just pulled inexplicably out of his pants, and stuff like that, all these images that were on these little cards are just, and the imagery in that film is ridiculous, but we'll talk about that later. So, and then, like you said, you go on to, I was still quite young when they did, when it was, for God's sake, what's his name? Pants. With Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. You've got all the Val Kilmer films and so on, and we don't talk about those. I mean, to be fair, at the time I thought they were all right. So, but they did all get like hideously campy and what have you, and but the Nolan films kind of, for me, that was kind of like that was going. almost not quite going back to the 1989 film, but it was a kind of return to Batman as a serious character for me, as opposed to over the top, like, sort of flashy stuff that wasn't particularly appealing to me. Now, I haven't seen Justice League. I haven't seen any of the most recent Batman. The last Batman version I've seen was the end of the Nolan trilogy, so that's where my kind of input stops. But the new one, I'm not sure. I'm open to seeing it and seeing what it's like. We actually saw them filming it in Liverpool.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we heard they were filming it at St. George's Hall, and we went and had a look, and it looks like it could be quite. I'm up for watching it and giving it a whirl anyway. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Hunt, what about you?
Is that me? Is it me, Mike?
That's me, yeah.
Can you not just call me Mike?
You're you put the name there.
Oh no, come on.
Formally addressed.
Well, yeah. For me, was back in the 90s. You used to get the 66 episodes played just before the cartoons on Channel 4. Before you would get Power Rangers and stuff, you'd wake up early and he'd play the 66 episodes, and my dad would be like, "Oh, you have to watch this, because they have stars that come out of the windows as they're walking up, and they'd be celebrities, and these celebrities would pop their head out the window, and my dad would go, 'That's such and such a person.' And I'd be like, who the fuck are they? I have no idea who they are." And it wasn't until later in life, as I got older, I didn't really get into Batman, to be honest with you. From that, absolutely not. I think it was when the 1989 Batman came out, they brought out a computer game for the Mega Drive. Who's eating crisps? Come on.
I'm not. Know it is. My mouth's closed.
But the 1989 Batman came out. There's definitely someone eating crisps. Come on.
Not me. Nope.
Jesus. The 1989 Batman came out. It was absolutely brilliant. And sorry, I lost my flow then. Completely. Anyway. So, after the computer game came out for the Amiga, I was so obsessed with the Batman idea. I've lost my flow now.
Do you want to?
I just heard crunch, crunch, crunch. I was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Triggered now. You want Craig to jump in? Then you can just have a thought and compose yourself again while you look some crisps.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I wasn't crunching any crisps.
Craig, what about you?
Yeah, no. My first memories of it is actually when I used to go around my dad's on a Sunday, and the first one that I actually saw of Batman was, unfortunately, Nipple and Buttocks Batman Forever. So that was the first time I actually watched it and stuff like that. And you know what? I've still not watched it. I've seen a couple of episodes, but I wasn't a big fan of the Batman, the animated series, when it was out at the time. I probably like it now.
Yeah.
And a bit later when I get into when we get to the animated bit, I'll tell you the one that I love. Like I said, I really do like. But yeah, the animated series, I can't remember. It used to be on Cartoon Network or Fox Kids. I can't remember which one it used to be on.
Cartoon Network,
but I never really liked it. I couldn't get into it. Like I said, it was more probably when I was a teenager, I got into Batman a bit more. I started liking it all and that. But I like the movies, and obviously when you're a kid at that time, like Batman and Robin with Mr. Freeze, I thought it was awesome. But it's only when you get older you realise how crap it actually is. But I thought I loved them. I thought they were brilliant. But and obviously but out of the original four, my favourite one is Batman Returns. I love that one.
Definitely.
Yeah, I do love the Batman Returns one with Catwoman, Penguin.
Yeah, it is just a brilliant film. That is just a pure Tim Burton film, and it's him all over it, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah. So, Michael, you managed to compose yourself now.
I have, yes.
Okay.
So basically, yeah. So when I was a child, my dad introduced me to Batman, the 1966 version. Sorry, and it was on Channel 4 just before Power Rangers, and just before you'd wake up early and Batman would be on, and I'd watch it, and there'd be these stars popping the heads out of the windows, and my dad would be like, "That's such and such a person." I'd be like, "I don't know who that is," and "That's such and such a person." I don't know who that is. And then as I grew older, I was like, "Okay, well, my dad obviously likes this thing." And then the 1989 Batman came out, and a couple of years later, obviously, the computer game came out for the Mega Drive, and the film came out, and we all watched it. And I was like, oh, I became obsessed with this thing because I watched the Tim Burton Batman. And all of a sudden, I started to love this thing, and my dad was like, "See, see, it's quite cool."
Yeah, how far removed from Adam West is that?
It was completely different, but and later on, and I really liked that 1989 Batman, and then I forgot about it for years and years and years. Then I went to high school, and I got in with a friend, my friend Chris, and he would have millions of comics everywhere. I keep them pristine as well. Yeah. And he was like, "Hey, read this." And he's like, "This is the Frank Miller Batman." And I started reading these Batman comics that were absolutely insane. They were such good stories. And that really hooked me then. I was like, okay, now I'm a Batman. I didn't know the comics were that good.
I would say this: the Batman comics are just amazing. I mean, I've got loads of graphic novels.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until I think about 2001 that before I even came across a Batman comic. I was reading other comics before that, but I hadn't come across a Batman comic before that. I didn't even want to, you know what I mean? But when I read one, I was like, holy shit, these are good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're amazing. I mean, I think the reason Tommy's called Tommy is because I was reading Hush. No, Hush has not been in any of the movies yet. I've done an animated movie, but that's just an abomination. But yeah, so Tommy Elliott. That's one of the reasons Tommy's called Tommy.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah. Okay. Go on.
No, I was going to say, is it not the Batman Hush movie, the animated one?
It's good, but it gets to a certain point where they just change the ending. I just did not like.
Usually DC are quite good with their animated compared to the live actions. I think their animation movies are awesome. The Justice League animation ones are brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I mean, most of their Batmans are really good. I mean, I think up to the Flashpoint Paradox, the Batman movies are really good. But after Flashpoint, they changed the voice actor. I think it's an Irish actor. I can't remember his name, but I just didn't like him. I just didn't like the voice. It just wasn't right for me. It wasn't the fellow who played in the cartoons and the game. What's his name?
Am I the weird one that you actually thought Batman Begins was quite good?
No, I liked it. I thought it was a good film.
Yeah, I liked it.
What, the first one of the Nolan?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about the Nolan films is the background. Where's the trigger?
No, it's not the problem. It's not the I love the idea of the Batman Begins film.
Yeah.
I just thought the acting was terrible. I thought the writing was brilliant. It's just the direction was bad.
Yeah. No, I think like most of the cast were brilliant. It's just Christian Bale doing that growly voice to the point where you needed subtitles to watch it.
The one everyone like takes the piss out of.
Yeah. I mean, there's like a video series on YouTube. There's a fellow doing the voice. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you can accept that, like, but like, the writing, the actual writing was pretty damn good. It was close to the comics.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so right, we're going to start now. Who's the best Batman? So I'll start with me, and that would be hands down Michael Keaton. I was going to say Ben Affleck, and he's really close, because just his portrayal is just really quite raw, and I think quite like modern. And he's a brilliant Batman. He's a quite nuanced Bruce Wayne as well. But for me, it's always going to be Keaton. It's his voice. When I'm reading the comics, it's his voice I hear. Yeah, I mean, I was so excited when I found out he was going to be in the Flash, and then when the trailer got released a couple of weeks ago, I got goosebumps when I heard his voice. He just does Batman perfectly. He doesn't like growl. He doesn't like use a voice. He just whispers. He talks with a whisper and those intense eyes. And when he's Bruce Wayne, he's like a completely different person. He's not like, he is moody in a way, like that scene in Batman Returns where he sat brooding in the chair with the bat signal. You remember that scene with the bat signal flashing? And he stands up. He's sitting in the dark. And that, but when he's like talking to people, he seems quite aloof, and he's quite like not overly dopey, not like played like when Christian Bale played it. He was like dead cocky and like bit, what's the word, bit annoying. But when Keaton did it, he just seemed quite like a bit aloof, bit like, oh yeah, he's a nice enough fella, but he's a bit daft. But when he was Batman, he just had that intense little whisper. And that was that performance, and his eyes when he looked through that he's looking through that mask and you just see those blue eyes. It was just perfect for me.
Oh, you love him, don't you?
I do love him. He was my second man crush.
Oh,
behind Tom Selleck. Okay, so Christopher, how about you?
You will have no arguments from me. I think Michael Keaton's great. I think he's absolutely spot on as Batman. And apart from the raging love letter that you've just read to him, there's nothing really there's nothing really else I can say, to be honest. I think he's great. I thought he was like I keep saying, the original, the 1989 film is just wicked. I mean, I just think he's great in it. Like, all I keep seeing now is him with the bloody poker going, "You want to go nuts?"
Let's get nuts.
I remember at the time thinking, what on earth is he doing? But But I think Michael Keaton, hands down, easy. I do think Christian Bale did it pretty well, apart from the daft voice when But I think he played the whole Bruce Wayne Batman kind of thing really well. It was just the voice was a little bit like what, but you can't have everything. So
you can't, no.
Unless it's Michael Keaton, then you can.
Obviously, yeah. Keaton, definitely. Mike, what about you?
I'm going to have to say the same thing again. Michael Keaton. I would go. I would like to say Adam West.
You just can't do it seriously, though, can you?
No.
I know, because it's so. But for me, the comedic value of the Adam West Batman is so good, and I love it so much. I do love it so much. I do love the '66 Batman. But
he embraced the role so well as well.
It does, and but it's obviously it's not. It's not sort of like as dark as it should be. It's comedic. but I do love the idea of Adam West just being Batman. Like, it's so like amazing. And
the
like
thing
you,
with
when you,
the thing with the 66 door of Adam West and that now, though, every time I think of those ones, I just think of Only Fools and Horses. Of them when they're dressed a bit, though.
But the whole show is like that, and it's so dumb and it's so like daft. But that's what makes it funny for me, and I pissed myself laughing watching it, going, "Oh my god, this was a TV show." But like, no, if I was serious about it, no, Keaton was definitely the best Batman.
Just out of interest, how far back do the comics go? When was Batman first in the comics?
I think it was,
I think it was 1939.
Yeah.
39.
And he looked just like he looked just like they did in the 66. Like,
wow. See, because I've never really thought about it, but you know, I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from in terms of like the comedic kind of side of it, sort of thing, in the 60s series and what have you, with Adam West and so on. But I mean, like I said, I've never been a massive DC fan or anything, so I don't know what those early comics were like.
No,
obviously,
to be fair, they were just following on from them comic books, and they were just following on from the pow, pow.
Yeah,
like literally the comic book sort of like sounds. They were following on from exactly that. So they were literally like taking that like comic book thing and making it a TV show. So it wasn't dark like it is now. It was just comedy. And
I kind of figured it probably wouldn't be like, you know, because we all know what stuff goes like these days, where you do have quite dark storylines in whatever media you're watching or reading or listening to or what have you. But I did wonder what that sort of progression was. But like you said, if it kind of just follows on, then that makes perfect sense. So
absolutely,
yeah.
I'm just checking now. It's March 1939. The first issue.
39.
Wow, that is mad.
But there's also another TV series that I can see here that was in black and white, and it's it's like, ooh,
it was a serial. It was actually on Amazon Prime. I saw it there a couple of weeks ago. It's called Batman and Robin. There was 2 serials.
None of us have actually mentioned Bob Kane yet.
No, I don't particularly want to, if I'm being honest.
Okay, we'll move on.
But yeah, what Craig was saying, it was black and white serials, because on my I had Ghostbusters 1 and 2 on video. I got like one Christmas when they released both together, and in the middle it was like the first episode. It was advertising for the box set, and it was here's the first episode of Batman and Robin, like the Batman and Robin serial. It was good, But yeah, let's just jump to well, first we just need to go to Craig, because Craig hasn't told us what his favourite Batman is. Then we'll talk about Mr. Kane.
Well, obviously it's George Clooney. I'm only messing. It's
I seriously panicked then.
Triggered.
I thought, I don't know where I'm going to go with this one.
It's Keaton. Honestly, it's Keaton. Like I said, I'm going to give Robert Pattinson the benefit of doubt, because I did that with what's his name, Affleck. Like I was like, it's going to be crap, and it was really. I enjoyed him. Like, I could only wait until the movie comes out, see what it's like, and judge it from there. Then really, and like, the only thing I can see from these new ones, it looks like it's going to be just really dark compared to some of the other movies. Like, but I'll have to wait till next year now, because it's not out till then. So
I just want to say one thing though about Patterson, and then I'll move on. I just thought at the end of that first trailer, he just looked like his ex-girlfriend in that picture at the end. Then we take the mask off and got all the heavy makeup on. He just looked like his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I know which one you're on.
Stewart. Yeah, Kristen Stewart. I was like, okay, do you know you look like your ex-bird, mate?
fucking hell.
Okay, so the man who said he was the sole creator of Batman for many, many years was Bob Kane. But in the recent years, it has come that the Batman we all know was actually more through the influence of a man called Bill Finger as well. He came up with the idea for the Joker. I think Bob Kane's original idea was that he was I think the Birdman or something.
Yes. So basically, yeah. So that then it was taken and then made into an actual character.
Yeah. So it was just. I think the only thing that they had in common was he wore a cape.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was it. that was pretty much Bob Kane's input into it, in my opinion. Anyway, don't come after me for saying this.
Oh God! People will hate you for that, by the way, because they all think that Bob Kane created Batman, and they think that like he was the. But basically, you're right. Like he literally went, "Well, I know, I've got an idea," and I came up with this stupid idea. And someone else, what was his name again?
Bill Finger.
Bill Finger. Yeah, that's it. Bill Finger took it and ran with it and made Batman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And he doesn't get credited for it at all.
He does now. I mean, I think in the past few years, I think it started with Batman. I want to say it was Batman v Superman. It said like Batman created by Bob Kane with Bill Finger now. So I think that. So he's finally getting the recognition, and apparently there's a documentary called I can't remember the name of the documentary, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's a documentary about it. If somebody can let us know on Twitter or our Facebook page or Instagram what the name of the character was, please let us know.
Bill Finger came out. Bill Finger started drawing it, didn't he? Afterwards, being like, well, like actually, this is the way you would like to look at, and created a Batman rather than a Birdman.
Exactly, yeah. Which ironically, Michael Keaton will play the character, like in a film called Birdman.
Yes.
Then he plays the Vulture.
Yeah, I was about to say, and then he plays the Vulture. So.
But yeah, okay. So what we'll do is we'll move on to next. So everybody knows with Batman comes his greatest nemesis, and that is always going to be the Joker. So who is the best Joker? In my opinion, I'm going to not go with any live action portrayal. I'm going to have to say Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going there.
Yeah, because when I read the books, when we ever read anything with the Joker, it's his voice I hear.
Nice.
He just nailed it perfectly, in my opinion.
The thing is, though, you're saying, does a voice make it, or is it the animating that makes it, though?
No, it's the voice.
Do you reckon it's the voice? Because like I said, obviously, I think he does do the best voice for it, but don't forget he's only going over the animations, like what he's like. But I know what you mean, like how he is. When you do see the Joker, you do think of Mark Hamill straight away. A lot of it. Was
why couldn't they stick Mark Hamill in a Joker costume though? It would be quite easy.
True.
And it would be so easy for them to do. Like, and it doesn't. Why does the Joker have to be skinny as well? He wasn't. He wasn't always like this, like thin thing. That was later in the comics that they did that.
Yeah. Sure, he was quite stocky in the original.
He was, and and Mark Hamill's voice is so incredible. That is amazing.
Yeah,
and he plays. I was going to say he plays Skeletor as well. The new.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He also plays Cockknocker in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
He does indeed.
Don't fuck with it,
just to make sure that his CV is complete there, So
he's good. Well, that's how I got into podcasts. It was Kevin Smith Batman on Batman podcast, and I loved when Mark Hamill was on, and honestly, he's so fascinating to listen to as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that scene in Jay Silent Bob now cracking up the bit where he chops his hand off and he just looks at the camera.
Yeah.
I think I'm way ahead on you on listening to the podcast thing, because like Kevin Smith's been doing the Jay and Silent Bob podcast. I think it was oh God, what was it called now? They've been doing it for like years and years, 20 years now. It must be.
Yeah.
I got into that so early on. When they got like literally Jason Mewes off heroin, let's make a podcast and stuff.
I did actually go and see Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes in Manchester, so like years back now. But yeah, and Yeah, it was absolutely hilarious. So,
you'd imagine. So I'd love to see him live. He's such a good storyteller, Kevin. So he's brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Chris, who you got for Joker?
I can resonate with what you're saying about Mark Hamill, and I think Mark Hamill's ace. So, just in case he's listening to the podcast. But I will probably, with no real surprises, go with the late Heath Ledger, because I just thought that was phenomenal. The performance is ridiculous, absolutely and truly ridiculous in the best way possible. And the work he put into it, if you don't even need to do much digging, sort of thing, to kind of find out the sort of stuff he was kind of putting himself through to do the role. And just on screen, it's just he just has this manic energy that I honestly don't know how else to describe it.
He chews the scenery so well, but like in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah. I mean, Jack Nicholson is great as the Joker, and looking back,
he chewed the scenery in a bad way.
Yeah. I mean, looking back though, that kind of like you look at him and you think, no, this guy is an absolute nut job. Yeah. But Heath Ledger just takes it to a completely new level, and again, hands down, there's no question in my mind.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he was brilliant. It was one for the ages, so he would have been my second.
Yeah. I was truly so gutted when I heard about his passing and what have you, because after that before I could only imagine what other stuff he was capable of.
Definitely.
So yeah,
he was phenomenal. Mike, what about you?
And I'm going to be the complete antichrist and say that I absolutely loved Joaquin Phoenix in the Joker, because I thought that was like such a good introduction to his character, and he played it perfectly, becoming the Joker. And no, it's not perfect, and it's not perfect in the comics, but what is? There's no sort of perfect introduction to a character. But I think he played that character so well. And that film is so brilliant. But him becoming that character was amazing. Again, okay, it doesn't always fit in perfectly, but it was amazing for me, definitely. So I'm going to go with Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay, no, that's a really good bold choice. I like it. Okay, Craig, what about you?
See, mine's a pick of all of them though, little bits. Because
but he loves Jared Leto.
No,
nobody loves Jared Leto. Nobody loves Jared Leto.
I'll go through them and tell you which bits I do like from each one. The Jack Nicholson, obviously the Joker's, he's just crazy in all of it. But I think Jack Nicholson plays the Joker's side of more of a child, because the bit where Batman takes his balloons and he's like, "Oh, my balloons!" He's like, "My balloons!" And that is like a child as well, and that's what he was like Joker as well. He was he was upset if things didn't go his way and stuff like that, like a child and everything.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger had more of the I think I'd kill you and I'd blow everything up sort of side of him, destroy everything. Joaquin Phoenix had the mental side of the Joker, where, like you said, he's messed up in the head completely.
Yeah,
which he is, and it sounds daft. You don't think of him as it, but Jared Leto, I think he kind of played the gangster side of the Joker, because he was a henchman.
Yeah,
in the end, he did have a crew and stuff like that. And if you could put them all together and then put Mark Hamill's voice over it, I think that'd be the perfect Joker. But like I said, mine, if I was to pick one, it is Heath, though. Like I said, figure, Chris, and Heath is like my favourite as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, I would if I was picking cherry picking, like those are the bits that I like out of all of them. But Heath is my favourite.
Yeah,
I am gonna worry about like hearing like Skeletor and like as like Mark Hamill and just hearing the Joker. That is going to be a problem for me.
Yeah.
It's a little bit jarring at first, but I think the episode I was watching, he did this cackle, but it wasn't a Joker cackle. It was more like a evil cackle. But
Yeah.
not you are the perfect Skeletor, though, Michael. Will say that.
So, Beast Man.
Okay. Well, I think we'll have to do a He-Man episode down the line. I think.
Oh yeah.
What I was going to say. So before we move on to the movies, our favourite films. I've got a bit of a tidbit. Who was the original actor to play the Joker on the Batman the Animated Series? It wasn't Mark Hamill. He replaced somebody.
He did, didn't he?
Joe Pasquale.
Joe Pasquale. Chris Scott, Joe Pasquale. Mike, who's your guess?
I'm still laughing at fucking Joe's Pasquale.
No, I thought he meant Joe Pesci then.
Joe Pesci,
God, no.
That'd have been a better guess.
I know a song that'll get on your nerves.
Yeah.
I've no idea, to be fair.
No
Honestly,
idea.
no.
Craig, who's your guess?
I don't know. I haven't got a clue.
Well, I'll give you a clue. He also played a very famous clown.
Tim Curry?
Yeah, Tim Curry was the original.
Really?
Joker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He did.
I
think
Tim
he
Curry.
brought him in for the
love
cause.
Tim Curry.
And there's me just watching Home Alone 2 in a minute as well. And
Exactly.
He got bitch slapped by Kevin's mum.
Yeah, he recorded a few episodes, but he just wasn't happy with the voice. I would assume it was because it's too scary. But apparently, in Batman: The Mask of the Phantasm movie, there's like a clown robot that jumps up and it cackles, and apparently that is Tim Curry's voice.
Oh.
Wow.
That's the only surviving snippet. But that's my little nerdy fact of the day. Tim Curry was the original actor to play the Joker in Batman the Animated Series, and as much as Tim Curry is amazing and I love him, I'm glad that Mark Hamill got the role.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so favorite Batman film. So I'll start with mine, and I'm going to be a little bit controversial. It's not going to be a live action movie. I really want to say either Batman or Batman Returns, but my favorite's actually a two-part as well. So it's two films, but it's the same. So it's Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, Part 1 and 2. DC animated movie with Peter Weller, RoboCop playing Batman, and I was really quite hesitant to watch it because I heard like snips of the voice and didn't sound right to me, but then as I watched it, it just was perfect. I mean, it was it had a lovely, beautiful 80s soundtrack. It was like the comic book comes to life, animated. But if you ever get a chance to see it, I would watch it because it's just brilliant. And the girl out of Modern Family, Ariel, can't remember her surname. What I mean, the smart daughter with the glasses. She plays Robin in that, and she was just really good in that as well.
Okay.
Who played? I'm trying to think who played the Joker. It was he was a baddie in Lost. Ben, is it?
I don't know.
Didn't watch
You never watched Lost? No.
I did, but I can't remember.
He was like a baddie in Lost, but yeah, he was an alright Joker, but it was just honestly I can't. It's just the end scene where he's fighting Batman, which was the inspiration for the Batman v Superman fight. The Batman v Superman fight and Batman v Superman has not got anything with fighting that film. It's just perfect. And the speech at the end is just phenomenal. Yeah, so that's mine. Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, parts 1 and 2.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so Chris, what's yours?
Right, my best Batman film. I think I mean, it's not going to be any of the Val Kilmer ones because, like I said, they're a bit too over the top, a bit campy, but not in a funny or an endearing way or anything. I really like the Nolan films, but I'm going to go with the '89 original Batman film because I remember seeing like you said before. I mean, I like Batman Returns, but I think the first Batman film where it kind of started it all off, because if you look at the set pieces, if you look at everything about it, from the Joker's henchmen, they're all walking around in suits and hats like gangsters sort of thing. It's got this kind of weird, it's in the past, but it's not really, sort of weird aesthetic to it. The set pieces are incredible. It's really dark in places, like the whole poisoning people. That bit where the newsreader is reading the news and then she just keels over laughing is really, really dark. I think that's incredibly dark, and the whole just poisoning people and then showing up later. It's not even like, here's my evil plan, come and foil it, sort of thing. He's already killed people and no one even knew about it. And then it's kind of like, oh God, it's already out there. And I think going from the campy '60s series and the animated series, where obviously it's geared towards kids and so on, to this, where Tim Burton's directed, and you can tell it's Tim Burton. It's got Tim Burton written all over it. Probably not quite so much as Batman Returns, but it still does. And I just think the whole aesthetics of it, the whole feel of it, I think it's just incredible. It's not even remotely kind of realistic or anything. It's not kind of grounded in kind of real world grit like Chris Nolan's films are.
No.
But yeah, I just think that kind of difference from what I'd seen before to that, and then obviously how it's set up going into Batman Returns and what have you. I just think that kind of world is really good. It's really special. Just what Tim Burton did with it, I just thought it was great. So
I completely agree. Yeah, so you nailed right on the head. Especially the aspect that it was the past, but it's not the past. That really, I found that really jarring at first. As a kid, as I grew up as an adult, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, the whole they're all walking around with trousers and braces on, and all the cars look like really vintage and all that sort of thing. And yet it's not. It's
yeah, completely 100% agree. Mike, what about you?
I'm gonna have to say Batman Begins. Yeah. For me, absolutely. Mainly because there's so much good that happened in that film. It was dark as fuck. There was definitely Batman absolutely beat the shit out of people in that film at the beginning. He beats the shit out of them bad guys. Also, Gary Oldman as Gordon is the most fucking Gordon person I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, agreed.
You cannot get a perfect person to play like Gordon than Gary Oldman. And it was also an introduction to Scarecrow. It was so well done, because it was he just put a Hessian bag over his head and just drugged people. And it is perfect. And it was also... Go on.
He was in that trilogy as well, wasn't he? He was in every film.
Yeah. Showing up. Yeah.
And they're a complete introduction to Ra's al Ghul, and it was everything I wanted in a Batman film when I seen it. And it was when I first seen it, I was like, okay, this is the best Batman film. So when I first seen it, it was perfect, and it was definitely everything I wanted. It excited me. So I'm gonna have to say Batman Begins.
Oh, damn it! I want to watch it now.
See, what I like it was a problem with the new Batman movies, the Nolan ones. With the Nolan ones, I think they tried to do it more.
They started off amazing with Batman Begins. They went shit.
No, what it was though, they tried taking the fantasy out of it a bit, where it was like a world where
they did in the next couple.
That's what I mean. You can't imagine Superman being in those movies, and that you can't imagine seeing like other like superhero or like the really strong ones.
Yeah, I think they did. I think they did with the later ones, but in Batman Begins, you could definitely see that. You could definitely imagine that, but like in the later ones, it was like, okay, we're going to take all the fun out now.
It was kind of like I saw it was like a more like real life kind of thing, instead of like a fantasy. Like obviously, like
in Batman Begins, it was like, oh, I can see this working. This could really, really work, and it didn't turn out as well as we thought afterwards. But that particular film was brilliant.
Yeah.
Actually, I was saying that I actually did like The Dark Knight Rises. I thought it was an interesting ending.
Dark Knight Rises was okay.
Yeah, I thought that the fact that I think watching you knew Joseph Gordon-Levitt was okay. He's going to take over the mantle now. Whether he's Batman or he's Nightwing. Let's face it, his real name's Robin. And that's the only stupid thing I thought about that film. But yeah, I thought it was good. I thought Tom Hardy was good as Bane as well.
Yeah.
Ish.
That's why.
There's parts in that film I did not like.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That's why I said they tried doing it more like real life, because when you think of Bane, you think of him like.
Yeah, he's supposed to be massive.
It's like as soon as he injects it,
Hulk,
he looks like what's his name from the Deadpool 2 movie, Juggernaut. Like,
he should look like
he's meant to look like that. He's huge.
Basically, the idea was in the comic books, he picked up Batman and just snapped him on his knee like he was just like nothing.
Yeah.
So it didn't seem to work that well with that.
Yeah. Whereas this one had a big coat.
Yeah.
and a very cool mask, because I do have a own one. It's a picture of me. I got Tommy one Christmas when he was 2. I got him a Batmobile, like one of those little ride-on ones, like little electric cars.
Oh yeah.
And I got my Batman outfit, and I got a Bane mask for Christmas. And my dad had like a big trench coat like his. There's a picture of Tommy dressed as Batman and me dressed as Bane, and him punching me in the living room. I'll put it on the Twitter, on the socials anyway. I'll let everybody see it. So Craig, what was yours? What was your favourite Batman film?
My favourite one is Batman Returns. That is my favourite. Like the whole, like Catwoman and the.
That's why you like. That's why you like it.
Penguin as well. They made Penguin look like how he should. I think from like the comics, he like small, fat, fingers all deformed, long nose. Like I said, it made it look like him as proper, which I thought was brilliant. Like I said, although I do like another two. Like I like the ones that you mentioned, Ian, the animated ones. But I do actually like Batman versus Robin with the Court of Owls animated movie. Yeah. And so it's going to be a bit controversial because I don't know if anyone's watched the video. Batman Ninja. The animated, because it's more like Japanese animated, and it like turns into like a massive Power Rangers Megazord fight at the end of it, which is awesome.
Can we go back to the Court of Owls thing, because that is amazing?
It's been ages since I've watched it,
so
but it was really good.
And the comic book to that is absolutely shockingly good.
Yeah, I've actually got the whole Court of Owls. I've got like City of Owls. I've got Night of the Owls. I've got all of them. I bought them like when they came out.
So amazing, and that's when like sort of like Batman like literally like becomes like something like a legend. Then it goes way deeper than it should have done.
But you know what? That'd be one villain. One group of villains. You know what? If they do it, that'd be brilliant. But I think it would be the Court of Owls. If Patterson did that, I'd probably forgive him for being Batman. If he did the Court of Owls.
You'd accept Patman then?
I would accept Patman. Yeah, Patman. Yeah. But yeah, it's got to be the Court of Owls. You know what? I'd even have a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton if he did that.
Isn't it meant to be the Court of Owls in the new Gotham Knights game? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe it is. So I've
Close.
seen that, but we'll get onto games in a second. Actually, you know what? That's just the perfect lead in. Actually, we'll go from there. What about the Batman games? I mean, for me, the first one I played was Batman on the NES. It was the first game I got. And it was by Sunsoft, and it was just had this beautiful soundtrack. It's one of the hardest games you'll ever play. But when like you died as Batman, you wouldn't just like drop dead. You turn to like you like explode into like a fake flame.
Incredibly difficult games.
It was, but the wall jumping and everything was like Shinobi.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It's Shinobi? No, it's Ninja Gaiden.
Oh yeah.
You know, the wall jumping all that was just phenomenal to play. My friend Alan, when I was a little kid, we used to go around to his house, and he had Batman the movie game on the N64.
It would have been on
64.
Oh right, I was going to say Genesis.
No, Commodore 64, and I think his game. I found his game easy to play. It's it's probably shit now, but it looked more like the movie, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the levels and the level design was just more based on the film. But yeah, it was the NES, and of course I played like the Batman animated series games, and the Arkham Asylum trilogy is just beautiful. I mean, my favourite one is probably always going to be the first one, even though Arkham City is much more of like a wider game. It's got lots more side missions.
I think Arkham Knight kind of kills everything at that point.
Well, I'll tell you what about Arkham Knight. What was it? I bought it. I think I've got a PS4 like one Christmas, so I bought it. Got it home. I got Arkham Knight with it, and I was playing. It must have been about midnight. I was playing in the dark. I'm climbing up a building next, man.
Yes, I know what you're going to say.
I absolutely shit my pants. I was
yes.
honestly, I was a grown man. I must have been about 30. I was about 30. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, middle of my house, with me going ah.
Oh, did you get a gargoyle in front of your face?
I don't know, like jump scares and that, and I think I've struck 3 times every time you bump into man bat. You climb up a building, you're getting up to the roof. Next thing he just jumps out. He goes.
It's so amazing, and it was utterly shit when it first came out for PC. I picked that up for £5 eventually because when it came out on PC, it was so broken. And I swear down, 3 months later, it was being sold on like Steam for £5 because it was so broken. They fixed it, completely fixed it. It works perfectly now, and it's probably one of the best games to ever play. But they never got forgiven for it on the PC, so it just ended up being like in the bargain bucket. And you can pick it up. You can pick it up now for like next to nothing on PC because nobody ever forgive them for it. But I swear down, it works perfectly on PC now.
Yeah. See, it's weird though. Like they throw games out that ain't ready or anything like that, and then they just need patching so much, and then obviously people lose interest in it because of what's happened. And
but that's why you don't pre-order stuff anymore. It's like
that's why I don't know.
Well, there's only one game that I know.
Pre-order on Steam and then you can refund it.
Yeah, true.
There's only one game that I know where they've actually come back and people still played it now and happy, and because they literally rebuilt the game, which was Final Fantasy 14. Because the first version of it was come out and it was that crap. The fans dissed it. They literally remade the game and put it out again. And people actually love it, and obviously they're still playing it now. Come out on PC first because it's online subscription.
There was that, and there was also what was that planetary exploring game?
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
They literally was swearing down it was going to be the best game ever, and it
apparently
came out.
It is really good now. Apparently,
it's fantastic. I play in VR, and it's so good.
Yeah, they've done a lot of work on it, and given the due, they have sorted it out apparently. So, I mean, I've not played it, but I kind of stay informed about all that sort of thing, and apparently
they jumped on it and fixed it. They made it way better than it was originally, and they didn't charge anybody any sort of like payments afterwards. It's like one payment, we'll fix this, we'll keep updating it. We have to do this, and it kind of went massive.
Nice.
I think it's still going.
Yeah, I think about that. I think what was the other one there? Sea of Thieves on the Xbox.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh yeah,
it's still terrible.
Yeah. I remember
I tried it. I couldn't get into it.
No, I can't get into it. I think I've been on that a few times and I still can't get into it.
I remember some fella coming into work and contacted us in the work and said, I've got Sea of Thieves. Said one return, the game's not good, the game's broken. So I said, I'm sorry, is it physically broken? No, the game's just crap. I said, well, he just said to me, he said, listen, I've got a 9-to-5 job, I work, I'm a professional. I said, okay, so what's that got to do with the game? So, I just want you to know that I don't spend, I'm a professional, I'm not trying to do this. So I'm not going to give you a refund, mate, just because you said the game's crap. A lot of games get patches, they'll be patched. Like the rest of them, it went on for about half an hour. It was awful.
Yeah.
You should have given him a refund. It was shit. It was so bad.
Probably should have.
He was right.
Chris, what about you? What Batman games do jump to mind for you?
I've not really played any of them because I'm quite open to playing various games on stream the other year, because I'm still not back streaming yet. But the streaming the other year, I played Outlast 2 round about sort of Halloweenish sort of time. So they're kind of like moving around, like story driven games. I don't have a problem playing them. I like Subnautica. I played Subnautica on stream as well and completed it on stream, and that was a great game.
Wow.
But the Batman ones, I don't know. I've never kind of picked them up. I've literally just checked on my Epic Games Store launcher to see if it's ever been given away.
Yes, it
for
was.
Free.
All three of them were given away.
Yeah, and I don't think I picked them up at the time.
Oh,
I don't know.
You missed out.
That's what I mean. I don't know if I didn't see it or what, for whatever reason I can't see them on my library, so I mustn't have picked them up, unfortunately. So unfortunately, the only game I can go off is, and let me see if I can find out exactly what it was called.
I know I got them all on PS Plus for free.
They were all given away on the Epic Store, all three of them.
Right. Well, I had Batman on the 1986 Amstrad CPC 464, which was, quoting Wikipedia, an isometric action adventure game by Ocean Software. So it was also on the ZX Spectrum. So
I think I remember that episode, that one from. I think I do remember which one you're talking about. I think
it had favourable reviews. So there you go. I found it incredibly difficult. This was when I was very young. My gaming skills were slightly less than they are now, but only slightly. So yeah, I found it an incredibly difficult and frustrating game to play, so I didn't play it very often. So but there you go. Looking back now, I can heartily recommend the 1986 Batman game. It comes on one cassette tape, and it will run in any computer circa 1986.
Oh, perfect. I don't think it'd run on any computer circuit.
Well, maybe not any, but okay, we'll run on selected computer systems circa 1986.
It's not going to run a Commodore 64, is it? I'm assuming it was like.
Yeah, selected computer systems. Please check your system specifications.
And if somebody ever wants to watch some footage of it, you can watch the Angry Video Game Batman episode on YouTube, and it is very funny, and it does have all the Batman games in there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no. I have to point out, no, it was just Arkham Asylum that was given away on Epic.
Oh, right, okay.
It was just the original Arkham Asylum. I think the original 3 were on like a humble bundle for like £5.
All right. I'm sure I picked it up. That's going to throw me. I'm going to check, because I'll still have to check Steam.
It might be on Steam. It might be on Steam.
That's what I mean. I'll check Steam. I'll check yeah, I'll check everything, and I probably have got it, and then I can go and play it and what have you. But we'll see. So you may continue.
And Craig, what about you?
Yeah, my first Batman game was like Mike said for the Sega Mega Drive, and it was Batman Returns. It was that one that I first played.
Oh.
It was. I think it was the second level. It was creepy out. It had these like two massive blokes, like I think they were like statues, and they were throwing like these balls or something. It used to creep me out when I was playing it when I was younger. Never actually completed the game because fucking Sega Mega Drive games were fucking solid at the time.
Ridiculously hard.
Yeah, like
most video games are ridiculously hard.
There's no save at all, so you're dead. You're dead.
Yeah.
Like, but I've got to admit, my favorite ones obviously the Arkhams, but like, it might be a bit controversial, but my favorite Arkham one is not related to the other three. My favorite is Arkham Origins.
I knew you was going to say that.
I absolutely love that one. Like the Joker in it. Like I thought,
Joker's amazing.
It's actually Troy Baker in it. Like I said, I thought it was Mark Hamill.
Oh really?
Yeah, and he sounds proper like Mark Hamill. And like I said, it's Troy Baker, but I love I love the villains in it. Like I said, they're absolutely brilliant.
Arkham Origins was good.
I loved Origins. I thought it was brilliant. Like I said, it was my favorite of all the Arkham series. Like I said, it was real. I loved it.
I wasn't a fan of Arkham Origins. The fact that the Joker was in it, that pissed me off more than anything. I think it's the fact that, Black Mask going to be the villain, Black Mask and Bane are going to be the villains, and then
Joker. To be fair, Joker's in Arkham Knight as well.
All of them. That's amazing.
He's in all of them. Yeah.
I don't think all of them, but I thought it just led. I wanted a different villain. I think
it was just in Batman's head in the later ones.
Yeah.
True. Okay. I think we'll just go for one last one before we finish for tonight. Batman toys. Now, I had pretty much all the Batman toys from the 1989 film. I had Batman. You had so little toys. I think you had Batman. You used 3 figures: Batman, Joker, and Bob the Goon. And then you had the Batmobile, which I had, the Batwing, which was a phenomenal toy, and the Batcave. That's the only one I didn't have, the Batcave. But yeah, there was just I had all of those. I've still got a Batmobile at my mum's house, but that's Tommy's now, so he owns it.
Nice.
Our Tommy growing up, like when he was 2 or 3, he was mad on him. Imaginext, it's like this little Fisher Price, like little.
Yeah.
He had all the Batman ones. Had Batcaves. I bought them mostly from like eBay. I picked them up a clay face, and it cost me like £6. And when he grew out of it, he was into Star Wars. I bought, I said, right, I'll sell these on eBay. I think I sold clay face like £40.
Nice.
That's not bad. That.
Yeah, he had like Man-Bat. He had all of them. So we kept a few for Ezra now, so he'll have a couple now to play with. But at the moment he's just playing with Ghostbusters. So
yeah,
that's it. Anybody else? Did anybody else have any of the Batman toys?
I didn't really have any Batman toys. It was it was just not like it wasn't in my lane sort of thing. I had other things, so Batman just wasn't really a character that I had toys of or anything. Ben's got some Lego Batman stuff, so
cool.
Lego Batman's wicked. So he's got some Lego Batman stuff, but that's kind of like the extent of it in terms of Batman toys for me. So I'm not really giving much to this episode. I haven't played the games, didn't have the toys. I've watched the films, but
I think we're all the same, to be fair, other than Ian. I can say that the only thing that I had was my Batman Speedos that my Uncle Dave made me wear.
An uncle again.
It's Uncle Dave striking again.
Uncle Dave made me wear the Speedos, yeah.
And where do you like ultra tight?
He told me not to tell anybody.
Just wait. Can I just ask, was Uncle Dave that same fellow used to hang around Frodsham train station and ask if one could join his boys club?
And ask him for 50p's. Yeah.
Thought so. There we go. That's your Uncle Dave. Still get nightmares about him. Craig, what about you?
I didn't have any Batman toys when I was younger. To be fair, and it sounds weird now, let me saying this. I probably didn't get my first Batman toy proper until 2011, and what's that? 10 years ago now. So I was 24, and that was only because I bought the Batman Arkham City game, and when you bought it with Argos at the time, you got a flashlight, a little mini laser flashlight that shone the Batman signal on the wall.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, I could have sworn you said the flashlight then.
No, not flashlight.
Uncle Dave comes back.
Oh boy, yeah. And thank you very much for listening to the Geeky Dads podcast this week. You're joined by Ian Duffy. You can find me on PlayStation Network at the Geeky Dad 29. You can also find me on Twitter at the Geeky Dad 29 and on Instagram at the Geeky Dad. Mike, where can we find you?
System Smokes on Instagram.
Chris, where can we find you?
Twitter is at ethereal_UK_, and the Twitch channel, which isn't going yet but will be, is www.twitch.tv/etherealuk.
Perfect. And Craig, where can we find you?
You can find me on Xbox with Man Fat Glory.
Okay, Beastman, I will read the thing. Thank you for listening to the Geeky Dads podcast this week. You can find us on Twitter at the Geeky Dads Pod, Instagram at the Geeky Dads Podcast, Facebook.com/the Geeky Dads Podcast, and even now on YouTube, the Geeky Dads Podcast. What the fuck? We're on everything now. You can even listen and subscribe on Anchor FM, Spotify, Pocket Cast, and even Stitcher. Join us next week as we discuss retro games. Leave that alone, Beastman. You infernal boob.